Hey guys, so this is Caleb. You may not know it, but he has been a part of these YouTube videos for about a year on my channel. He films a lot of them, he edits a lot of them, he's made a cameo appearances in a couple of them, but he's a big part of this YouTube channel. This video, he is actually going to show us how to memorize a Rubik's Cube. Not memorize a Rubik's Cube, solve a Rubik's Cube. He can do this in about 1 minute.
About a minute, yeah.
That's, and you know, the world record for this is like 3 or 4 seconds, somewhere around there. It's insane. So this is the Rubik's Cube that I grew up with as a kid. You know, it's a 3x3. This is the classic Rubik's Cube. They got a 5x5, a 7x7. If you like this video, then give us a thumbs up. It'll encourage us to do others. But I do believe that this is brain exercise. Anything you can do to challenge your brain. Maybe you can get to where you can solve it in 2 or 3 minutes. That would be so cool. And it would be great brain exercise. And why do you like to do this, Caleb?
Man, I'll tell you what, it's just something that your brain usually isn't used to. I mean, there's a lot of pieces on it, a lot of different places, and it's, you know, it's not super difficult once you can learn it, but man, every time you do it, you're just really engaging your brain in it, and man, it's good just for, you know, sitting on the couch, you feel like you need a little brain exercise, just pick one up and just have a go at it. Have fun with it.
I think it's great brain exercise. Watch this video. You're going to learn how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube in probably just minutes. You'll be able to amaze all your friends. If you like it during the video, give us a thumbs up. I'll see you on the other side of this. We'll come back.
Hey guys, it's Caleb. I'm usually the one behind the camera. Well, I still am. But today, I'm teaching you something a little different. I'm sure you all know what this thing is. It's a Rubik's Cube. These things are awesome. They require tons of analyzing and mental processing as well as some memorization. I started messing around with this thing about a month or 2 ago and learned it in about 2 days of practice. I've got my time down to 1 minute and 8 seconds. Not great, but definitely a start. I know if I can learn this thing quick, so can all of you guys. Now you might ask, what things do I have to memorize for this? Well, there are these things called algorithms, or a series of moves that you have to make in a specific order that need to be memorized. I used a system called the Mind Palace to memorize those patterns. If you've been following the channel for long, you should know exactly what the Mind Palace is, but for now, we don't have to memorize. Let's just start with the first step, the white cross. Now, just to be clear, this is a video for beginners only. So if you've never solved a cube before, after this video, you're going to be able to. So let's get to scrambling this thing real quick. Just any kind of random scramble, not really paying attention exactly what we're looking at. Just kind of mixing it up a little bit, seeing where we're going to end up. Alright, so here we go. So, sure y'all would all agree with me that this is all scrambled up, and I think we are ready to solve. So the white cross, here's the end result. Now, let me show you how we got here. So there are 3 types of pieces on the cube. We have our centers, which will never move. We have our white, opposite to that is yellow. We have our orange, opposite to that is red. And then we have our green, opposite to that is blue. This isn't too important on this cube, but will be very well noted. Next is our edge pieces. Now these have two colors on them. So there are 2 sides to each edge piece. And those are here, 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 and here. Any one of these all around the cube. Those are all edge pieces. And finally we have our corner pieces. Finally are our corner pieces. These are 3-sided, obviously meaning 3 sides. These are going to be on all the corners. So the first step is we're going to start with the white face on top, and we're going to flip over to the yellow face. What we're looking to do is make this pattern here. Now, the way we get to that is we want to find white centers. So that's a center with any color and white. And we're going to want to line them up in the pattern. So our first white center is here. We can easily just turn that up into here. Let's see. Oh, here's another one. But as you can see, if we turn it up into here, now we've moved this center. So what we want to do is take this top edge, rotate it in this way. Now when we turn the center in, it doesn't disrupt anything else we've messed up. And the last one is on the bottom. The bottom's a good case because all you're going to have to do is turn it 180 degrees. So you want to put the white edge under an unsolved piece. An unsolved piece being a piece that doesn't already have white or already in the correct place. So say it was here. When we turn it 180 degrees, that got into place, but that also moved another piece out. So we'd want to put our unsolved piece right above our white, and when we turned it in, it would make our yellow, we'll say the daisy. It kind of looks like a flower. Alright, so I cleaned it up a little bit to make it a little easier to see for y'all. Now, the next step is we need to get these white faces onto the top. The way we do that is obviously turning them 180 degrees, but there's one step that we didn't do. As you can see, that the centers and the edge pieces are not matching on any of these colors. So we're going to need to get those to match. So with this on this white and orange edge piece, we need to line it up with our orange center. So we're just going to move it like that to where it makes this little bar here. And we're just going to flip that 180 degrees, and that is correct. So blue and green doesn't match. Blue and red doesn't match. Blue and blue does match, so we're going to turn that over. We have green already lined up. And red, just a quick 180. Turn it over, and boom. We have our white cross. I'm going to get this piece out of the way to make it look even better. So boom, there's our white cross. So pretty easy, right? Good news, the next step is pretty easy too. We're going to complete the entire white face. Here's what that looks like. Now let me show you how we got here. So obviously we're looking for corner pieces with white in them. And our ideal spot is going to be on this bottom layer. But there's a few cases where it can either end up on this top layer or on the bottom face. And I'll show you how to get through those as we move through. But to start, we'll start with an easy piece. So what we want to look for is the white piece. And then go directly to either the left or the right of it. It can be on either side. But whatever piece is right here, if the white was here, it would be here. And you're going to want to turn this face so that this corner lines up with this center here. So that's the orange, that's the white. Now we're going to want to turn it to face us, and we're going to want to do this combination of moves. We're going to turn the bottom face away. Pull this left side down, whatever side the white piece was on. We're going to push it back into place, and then we're going to stick it up. So boom. That is, as you can see, it's correct because these pieces will line up here. Here's another one. So blue. So let's find blue. We're going to turn it over to here. That lines up there. And then we're going to do that same thing. So turn it away, pull it down, push it over, and then pull it right back up. So boom, there's another corner. So we could do this one, but I want to show y'all the trick to get this bottom one off the bottom here. So what you're going to want to do is line up this white with any unsolved piece like this. So it's under an unsolved piece. You're going to turn it away from you, pull it this way. So pull it away from whichever side you turn. So if I turn the left, we're going to pull it the right. If I turn the right, we'd push it left. So we're going to pull it away from us left here. And then boom, put it into place. Which also in turn put this piece into place. That was just a coincidence. And then finally our last red piece can go up into here, but it's on the right side now. So what we're going to do is push it away from where we want, from the solved piece. Pull it down, push it up, and boom, back into place. So now we have, as you can see, there's these T's here. That means that that the top layer is correct and the centers are all lined up. So that's this first layer. So here's the other case on the white. So if you have your white piece on this top layer here, what you're going to do is have it face you. You're going to want to turn it away from you, so turn it downwards. We're going to turn it away so that the white piece is going to be in the same layer right here. So if it was over here, we turn it down into here, but it's on the same layer. And then when we turn it up, it's going to be in this position that we want it to be. So pretty easy, right? This next step is where things get a little more complicated. So the next step is complete this middle layer. Here's what it looks like. So here's how we solve this. What we're going to do is we're going to want the yellow face, and you can tell that because it's the yellow center. We're going to want this facing us. So obviously you can see how this white is away from us, yellow is facing us. And we're going to want to look for these edge pieces, and we're looking for a piece that does not have yellow in it. So we have two options. So we have red and blue and orange. We're going to start with red and blue. Now this is already lined up, so as you can see, it makes this T and it comes down and this color is going to line up. So now that we have this lined up, our next indicator is to look at this piece right here that's lined up with this red. Now you're going to look to your right side and to your left side, and you're going to want to turn this front face away from whatever color is lined up. So if it's blue, blue's over here, so we're going to turn it away from it. If this was green, since green's over here, we turn it this way. So there's two separate moves that you have to do. I wouldn't say these are necessarily algorithms, just certain moves that you can learn that you'll do this so many times you'll pick up on it. So you're going to want to move it away from it. So our first move is going to be move it away from it. Now, since we went left, then going left and right is two different things. I'll show both cases, but since we go left, we're going to want to move this bottom one away from the side we turned this front face to. Pull this piece down. Now you want to hold it by these two centers here. Turn this middle layer here, and when you turn it back up, that's going to line up there. You turn it back up here, and that lines up here. Now you have broken your white face, but it's easy. This is easy to accomplish. So you're going to want to get this white piece will always be up under here. So you're going to want to turn this piece out of the way, pull this side down to where this middle layer, both the white are in the same place, and this middle layer is here. Then just turn your white face over there, and boom. That's complete. And now this edge piece is incorrectly. Now, we're going to do another one. So here we have blue and orange. This is not, since these two are not matching, it is not in the correct position. So we're going to move it over to the left. Now, since orange is here, we're going to repeat the same steps. And then blue and orange is complete. Next, same thing. It's also moving to the left. So we're just going to repeat the same process we've been doing, which is going to put this right into place. Boom. Now we have one more piece to go. Now, and here's the other exception. So we can't move it. We've been moving it left, but we're going to need to switch it up. So we're going to move this, since since orange is here, we're going to move it to the right. Now it's the exact opposite. We're going to move this bottom piece the opposite way. We're going to pull down the opposite side. We're going to push in the opposite piece, or push the center the opposite way. Pull it back up the same way. Oops. Yep. Pull it back up the same way. Pull this piece up to get there. And then when you're matching your white bottom piece, doesn't really matter. You can put it in there. So there you have it. There is the second layer completely done. You can obviously tell because both layers are done. You guys are doing awesome. We're almost there. Now here's the thing about memorizing. This is where you're going to have to use it. Now for the first algorithm, not only am I going to show you how to do it, but I'm going to show you how to memorize it. But for the rest of the algorithms, you can use the exact same technique Ron is about to show you and apply it to all these algorithms and memorize them all. So this next step is creating the yellow cross. And there's a couple different options you can have in that. You can either have a hook like this, you can have a bar where all yellow pieces are across from here, or you can have just one single dot in the middle. All three cases are fine. You just have to do slightly different things on each of them. Here are the three variations. Now for the first algorithm is going to be the hook, which we have in this case. And you're going to want it to be and this top left corner facing the outside of the cube. If it was, for example, this way, with this yellow piece being here and having the hook be like this, it wouldn't be correct. So you just have to do it twice. So the algorithm is going to be front clockwise, up clockwise, right clockwise, up counterclockwise, right counterclockwise, front counterclockwise. And that'll leave, in this case, it left us with our yellow cross. Here's another example. So here's the other case. This one's called the bar. As you can see, there's a bar here. This one is going to be a slightly different algorithm. If you see the bar, which to me is a little easier to do, you're going to do this algorithm. Front clockwise, right clockwise, up clockwise, right counterclockwise, up counterclockwise, then front counterclockwise. Now, how did I memorize that? Here's how I did it.
Hey guys, Ron White here. Part of this process, you're going to need to memorize. So as a memory champion, I want to teach you a memory technique. I use a technique known as the Mind Palace or the Memory Palace. It's the same technique I use to set the record for the fastest to memorize a deck of cards in the United States. Here's the concept behind it. For each one of these algorithms, you're going to have to memorize a different sequence. So to remember anything, you need to use pieces of furniture. This is known as the Mind Palace. So pick a room in your house you want to start with. Maybe it's your bedroom or your kitchen or whatever. Pick a room. That is going to be your hook room. And you will memorize the hook sequence with that room. So let's decide, maybe you decide your bedroom is going to be your hook room. There's 6 steps in the hook algorithm. So, and that the steps are going to be F, which means front clockwise, U, which means up clockwise, and R, which means right clockwise. And then you have U prime, R prime, F prime, which is the U with the little apostrophe and the R with the apostrophe by it. It's referred to as prime. For these, we need different pictures, though, because they're counterclockwise motions. So we need pictures for all these. We need pictures for front clockwise and pictures for front counterclockwise. My picture for front clockwise is a face. My picture for up clockwise is an umbrella. My picture for R clockwise is a rat. My picture for U counterclockwise is a unicorn. My picture for R counterclockwise, I use roses, or sometimes I'll see blood for red, red blood. And F counterclockwise is a frog. So these are the 6 pictures that you have to memorize. So in your hook room, this is what you need to do. In your bedroom or whatever, pick 6 pieces of furniture. For example, number 1 might start in the doorway. I always recommend you start in the doorway and then look to your immediate left. The first big piece of furniture is your number 1 file. The next big piece of furniture going around the room clockwise is number 2. The next one is 3. The next one is 4. The next one is 5. And the next one is 6. So number 6 pieces of furniture in that room, and then memorize this algorithm using that room. So really, we have to memorize this sequence now. Front clockwise, up clockwise, R clockwise, up counterclockwise, right counterclockwise, and front counterclockwise. To do that, we will see the picture face on our number 1 piece of furniture. So on your number 1 piece of furniture in that room, I want you to imagine you're looking at it and there's a face painted of maybe a famous person or a face smashing into it, face on that piece of furniture. On the next piece of furniture, imagine there's a rainstorm and it's raining really bad and you got rain coming down on an umbrella, or maybe the umbrella is getting blown away by the rain. On the next piece of furniture, imagine rats, just millions and millions of rats running all over that piece of furniture, and it's a terrible sound, and just the more vivid and crazy you make the picture, the better. On the next piece of furniture, imagine a unicorn. Maybe a unicorn is floating off, running off on that piece of furniture, or he's stabbing his horn into that piece of furniture. The next piece of furniture, and remember, this is a piece of furniture in your room. It doesn't matter what it is. Visualize roses all over that piece of furniture, and it's just covered in roses. Or maybe you see blood for, red blood. Whatever makes sense to you, it doesn't matter. But always use that same picture for right counterclockwise, whatever you want to see. And then on the last piece of furniture in that room, imagine frogs jumping up and down. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. So if you go back and look at that room, on your first piece of furniture, you're going to see a face. On the next piece of furniture, you're going to see an umbrella. On the next piece of furniture, you're going to see a rat. On the next piece of furniture, a unicorn, and then roses or blood on the next piece of furniture, and then a frog on the last piece of furniture. So then you have that algorithm memorized. Every time you need to do the hook, you remember this algorithm. The other algorithms are going to be done the exact same way. But what I want you to do, though, is I want you to pick different rooms in your house and have a room that's going to be the bar, have a room that's going to be the Sune or the fish. Have a room for each one of these algorithms, but you do it the exact same way by visualizing pictures. So when you have the cube in your hand, you just remember that algorithm and you jump back to that room in your head and you proceed.
Awesome. Now, in solving early on, I would recommend just looking at the algorithms, which will be posted down in the description. All of them will be laid out, labeled. It'll be super easy to follow. Once you get it down and can do it consistently, then I would use the memory system to be able to do it that way. Now we have the yellow cross. You're doing great so far. Stay focused. We're almost there. Now, this yellow face can come out in a few different ways. It can either be this yellow face here. It can be this or this. But in this case, we have this yellow cross only. No corners are on this yellow face, which is perfect. Regardless of how this cube looks, we're going to do the same algorithm. Right clockwise, up clockwise, right counterclockwise, up clockwise, right clockwise, up 2 times. You can either go this way or you can go this way. Doesn't matter. Then right counterclockwise. Now that's going to leave us with the Sune or the fish. The fish's head being here and the tail being up here. This is what we want. Now to start, we're going to want to look for these yellow corner pieces, and if there's a yellow corner piece right below this right, it means you're in the position to complete the yellow face. If they're not, which there'll be one side over, so each piece will be moved here, this piece will be here, and this piece will be here, just do the same thing again. The fish's head, which is right here, will end up over here, and you just turn the cube and do the exact same algorithm we did to get to the fish. So to do that, we're going to go right clockwise, up clockwise, right counterclockwise, up clockwise, right clockwise, up 2 times, again, doesn't matter the direction, then right counterclockwise. And look at that. The yellow face is complete. We're almost done. Just a few more steps and we're going to have this thing finished. So in this case, our corners were already lined up. So each of these corners already match the colors. So here's how to fix the corners. So if your corners didn't match, here's how we're going to get them lined up. If there are any matching corners, which happen to be these two, this whole face is complete. This doesn't really matter. We're only focusing on the corners. But if these 2 corners do happen to be matching, or you do find a pair, we're going to turn them away from you. So matching corners are here. We're going to turn that face away from us. If there are no matching corners, not a problem. Just do the same algorithm again, and you're going to get some matching corners. Then do what I'm about to show you right now. So this algorithm is going to be to get your corners matching. So it's going to be right counterclockwise, front clockwise, right counterclockwise. You're going to turn the back twice. Again, doesn't matter which side you go. Right clockwise, front counterclockwise, right counterclockwise. Move the back twice again, and then do right either counterclockwise twice or clockwise twice. Doesn't matter. Same result. So boom. Now all of our corners are matching. Great. So now here's all our corners lined up. Our next step is going to be get these centers finished. Now, what we're going to look for is going to be a side where one face is already complete, with like this, and we're going to want to turn that to face the correct way. If none of the sides are complete, where each center is not the correct color, that's perfectly fine. Just pick either one of these algorithms I'm going to show you, and then one center will be complete. Line it up correctly, and now we're going to be back at this step. So the next thing we want to look for is which way do these centers need to go. So this red center needs to go here, this green center needs to go here, and this orange center needs to go here. when they're always going to be needing to go the same way, whether that be clockwise or counterclockwise. In this case, they need to go clockwise. So here's the algorithm to get each center to go clockwise. So we're going to go right twice, again, doesn't matter on the direction, up clockwise, right clockwise, up clockwise, right counterclockwise, up counterclockwise, right counterclockwise, up counterclockwise, right counterclockwise, up clockwise, and then right clockwise. So here we're going to need these centers to go. So obviously the green does not go to blue, but red goes to red, green goes to green, blue goes around. So this is going to be counterclockwise. So this is going to be a slightly different algorithm. It's going to be one you're going to have to learn, but it's not too different. So to move these pieces counterclockwise, we're going to go right clockwise, up counterclockwise, right clockwise, up clockwise, right clockwise, up clockwise, right clockwise, up counterclockwise, right counterclockwise, up counterclockwise, then finally right twice or down twice. And boom, there's your completed Rubik's Cube. If you need any extra help, feel free to leave a comment below asking any questions. All the algorithms are going to be in the description below.
Okay, guys, that's pretty awesome. I think he did a good job to Caleb. He put in a lot of work on that. He did a great job, and I want you to learn how to exercise your brain. If you enjoyed what Caleb taught you, please give me a thumbs up. We're going to put the algorithms.
Yep. Everything's going to be down in the description below that you're going to need.
And comment below. Tell us. I want you to try this, and then maybe comment below and tell us your times or your success or any feedback that you have. Also down below in the description, I have a memory course. It's called Black Belt Memory. It's how to improve your memory, remember names and faces, give speeches without notes, memorize chapters of books. It's a great course to build your memory, exercise your brain. So click the link down below. I have a free gift for you for that. But I want to say thank you to Caleb. He put a lot of work on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And let me know. Let me know how you do on solving a Rubik's Cube. I want to hear back from you. Comment below. See you later, guys.